Alright guys, today we'll be doing a quick camera comparison of the G7, G8, and LG Velvet. So this is like the second one, so be sure to leave feedback to make these even better. So starting off with the first shot of the trees, as you can see, I think the Velvet just killed it here. It got the sky perfectly right. It was a really nice blue outside, and the G8 and G7 kind of struggled here. Now the G8 does do a really good job with the true to life colors, and yeah, they just kind of struggle with these skies. You can see with the clouds and stuff like that, but they both actually retain detail. All three of them actually give off a really good dynamic range and a pretty high detailed shot, which I was pretty impressed with. So going on to the next photo with the angry birds, there's one thing we can see here. Now most people would probably like the G7's photo a little bit more because it just gives off a really like vibrant yellow, and that's kind of the theme with the G7. It does like a really high contrasty kind of thing, or colors that just really pop. But the G8 actually gives off the most realistic photo. It just nailed the color, got it exactly right. The Velvet was a little bit washed, but as you can see, they all took really great photos here, so I was really impressed with all three of these guys. But I would probably go with the G8 image there. And going to this next photo of the tennis ball, as you can see, the colors on the G8 is going to give you that really like high contrasty kind of look. Again, with the G8, the most realistic, and the Velvet kind of a mix between the two, right? But they both give off very good detail. Like I said, detail is going to be the best on the Velvet and G8 when you're zooming into photos and stuff like that. Now this picture of the leaf was pretty interesting because the Velvet actually did what the G8 or the G7 was doing, so it gave a really high contrasty color. Now you can see more detail on the Velvet because of how it decided to do the color, but again, with the G8 being the most realistic, but you can't really see the detail on the leaf that much. So I think the G7 actually nailed it. You got like the best of both worlds in both of these photos. Actually, it's not super giving off that orange tint, and you can also see a little bit of the detail. But I don't know, which shot do you guys prefer here? All right, so as we can see with this shot, backyard, and yeah, every one of these shots did a really good job. Like I said, the only real difference here is the color profile. Again, you will be able to see a little bit more detail. You zoom in on the phones like the Velvet and G8, you lose a little bit of detail on the G7, but honestly identical besides the color profile here. And yeah, all of these phones in this sort of low light shot did a really good job. I guess they boosted the ISO here with this because it was way darker, and I did not use dark mode at all, so I'm assuming it just adjusted the ISO. But as you can see, a great shot. You get a little bit of noise on the G7, especially when you zoom in, but I think the Velvet did a really solid job here as well. I think it's my favorite image out of the three, and then the G8 next. So yeah, so just really good. And let's move on to the Selfie. So this is pretty interesting. So I kind of prefer the G7 Selfie, oddly enough, because the Velvet, it gives me a very, I don't know, I'm not gonna say wash, but as you can see, it just made my skin much I guess lighter, or it gave me a sort of like a paler complexion. And I think the G8 actually has the best of both worlds here. But yeah, I just really like the image on the G7 for some reason. Now the G7 G8 almost look pretty much identical, but yeah, as you can see, the Velvet kind of gave off a bit of a kind of washed, I guess, look to it. Alright, so now I'm going to take you guys to the video portion of this, and guys can see and hear the mics of the rear cameras. Alright guys, we're on the G7 right now, and I'm not able to switch to the ultra wide for the video, but make sure you listen to my voice. You know how the mic sounds. Now I can zoom in and use my zoom lens, but I can't do the ultra wide here. Let's go ahead and get a close-up shot here. Alright guys, this is the outdoor video for the LG Velvet. We're just on the standard lens right now, and we're going to go ahead and hit the ultra wide. So listen to the mic. Can you hear my voice? It's a pretty sunny day outside. Let's just go close up on the subject. Alright guys, we are on the LG G8 here. Again, to my voice, to the mic. And on the G8 we can do the ultra wide video, get way more in the shot. Let's go ahead and get close up. Alright, we're on the LG G8 video. Indoors, listen to the mic. Let's go in. Go out to the ultra wide. Alright guys, we are on the LG Velvet and we can hear the indoor video or indoor mic quality. Let's go ahead and switch to the ultra wide. Boom. Alright, here's the indoor video on the LG G7. Let's go in. And remember that we do not have the ultra wide on the G7. We can't go to the ultra wide on the video. We can zoom in here with the little scroll thing here. It isn't too bad. Actually, pretty decent. It is electronic zoom. Guys, that's pretty much it. Be sure to again leave feedback and let me know what other camera comparisons you might want to see in the future, and I'll catch you guys later.